If you want to take a high-resolution photo of the Earth from orbit, you are forced to set tens of millions of dollars on fire. That massive price tag means the sky is largely a VIP club. It's an arena reserved almost exclusively for massive national governments and a handful of mega-billionaires. Spending thousands of crores to launch a camera into a frozen vacuum is an incredibly inefficient way to look at the ground. The hardware has to survive violent G-forces and extreme temperatures, driving manufacturing and launch costs up at every single stage. The barrier to entry in the satellite market is primarily a financial one. Engineering the cameras is difficult, but paying to get them into orbit is the true deal-breaker for most innovators. Enter Sriporna Rao, a 24-year-old from Surathkal, Karnataka. He represents the exact opposite of that bloated aerospace model. On the exact day of his placement interviews at IIT Madras, interviews that practically guarantee a high-paying, secure corporate career, he walked out. He boarded a flight home, deciding instead to build a rival aerospace company with absolutely zero starting capital. He knew he could never outspend the world's richest men. To win, he had to fight them by weaponizing extreme frugality. He moved to the chaotic streets of Bengaluru to start building. Attempting to construct complex aerospace hardware without investor backing forces immediate, severe compromises. While his competitors assembled satellites in pristine, climate-controlled cleanrooms, Rao's manufacturing floor was a single, cramped apartment. The space was so tight that when he finally lay down to sleep at night, he had to wedge himself directly on the floor between the carbon fiber wings of an under-construction drone. Every single expense was scrutinized. He furiously pedaled a rented Yulu bike across the city at top speed, pushing himself physically every day to save exactly 4 rupees on his commute. This micro-frugality defined the engineering phase. If a component could be sourced cheaper or designed more simply to save a few rupees, Rao made the change, regardless of how small the individual saving seemed. This atmospheric cross-section illustrates his solution. Launching a rocket entirely out of these layers is highly inefficient. The cheapest alternative is to stay lower and target the stratosphere, specifically a clear, empty operating zone at 45,000 feet. Gliding into this exact altitude is his creation, an 8-meter-long unmanned aircraft built specifically to dominate this single atmospheric layer. These downward projection lines show the imaging advantage. Flying at 45,000 feet provides a highly concentrated camera focus, capturing ground objects in hyper detail and effectively replacing the need for an orbital satellite. This bar chart reveals the financial disruption. Capturing satellite-quality data without a massive rocket launch slashes total operational costs by 95%. He engineered an atmospheric shortcut to space data. By refusing to accept any baseline expense as fixed, Rao translated the same discipline he used on his bicycle commute into a machine that undercuts the overhead of the entire satellite launch industry. That math is hard to ignore. Institutional money in Silicon Valley recognized the threat this localized, hyper-frugal model poses to the status quo. This led to a massive influx of capital, securing 21 crore rupees in funding from top-tier tech titans. Those investors are financing a direct, targeted strike against the satellite monopoly controlled by the world's billionaires. The dropout who once slept beneath drone wings has secured a seat at the table with the very institutions he once aimed to disrupt. Disruptive aerospace innovation does not require a pristine, heavily funded laboratory. Sriporna Rao proves that extreme frugality, combined with the willingness to suffer in a cramped apartment, is enough to challenge an empire of stars.